Good morning, Pony. Today I will be tackling a few things I know might be slightly controversial. My favorite episodes of the last season. Now I say it's controversial because some very popular and well-liked episodes either didn't make my list or were very low on it. But it's my personal list. This isn't the best episodes list, just my personal faves. So now that's all the way, let's get started. Number 10 is Princess Twilight Sparkle. Let's start this thing off with the episode's start of the season. I think this thing rectified a lot of issues a lot of people had with Magical Mystery Cure, specifically Twilight's perfect flying at the end of the episode. I personally didn't mind it. I knew it was going to be retconned, so I wasn't too damaged. Here, Twilight is asked to save Ponyville when the main princesses are missing and the Everfree Forest comes to life. I think this was a great way to reintroduce the characters, specifically Discord. His interactions with Flutters was spot on and just put the bow on the top of this entertaining package. Number 9 is Castle Mania, and the next episode on the list is the one that followed the season premiere. Don't worry, my little fillies, the rest of the list will be better mixed. Castle Mania was nothing less than an amusing treat. Rainbow and Apple Dash, while giving fuel to the Apple Dash shippers, made for a lot of hilarious moments, but my personal favorite was near the ending.
I was only trying to restore Agent.
Classic! Number 8 is Pinkie Apple Pie. Now, before you raise your pitchforks, let me explain. As I grew up, I had to go through a lot of road trip after road trip after road trips, so I don't entirely care for road trip movies or episodes anymore. Except for a Goofy movie. That said, this episode was hilarious. If not due to Pinkie, then because of the Apple family's hilarious interactions. From Big Mac getting pied to Apple Bloom losing the map. Definite chuckles all throughout the episode. Number 7 is Twilights Kingdom. This episode was awesome. I could just leave it there, but there's a reason why this one isn't higher. I was going to put it at number 4, but Discord really bothered me. No, not the fact that Discord betrayed Fluttershy, that I could understand, slightly. But what upset me was that I expected Discord, the manipulative trickster who always had a master plan, to not have one in this case. But the fight at the end was amazing. But they destroyed the library. But Twilight's magic overload was hilarious. Dang it, I can't make up my mind! Number 6 is Rarity Takes Manhattan. Another controversial choice is that this is the only key episode making the list. Okay, I'm a terrible liar, but this does deserve making the list nonetheless. Rarity got a lot of well-needed characterization. Seeing her generosity get the better of her and seeing her learn from it was very refreshing. That segment. It always gets me. As a creative writer, I kinda understand her dilemmas. But seeing someone chase their dreams like this was extremely realistic. In a show about pastel-colored ponies. Number 5 is Testing 1 2 3. Rainbow Dash is my favorite of the main 6. I believe she's one of the most well-written characters on TV, period, and this episode just shows it off. After this episode, I saw numerous people doing GIF animations of the classic segment where Rainbow rocks on her stool. That's when you know you did something right. The rest of the main 6 were also hilarious, though I didn't initially enjoy Pinkie's rap. It's Pinkie, what are you gonna do? But the part that sold me was when Twilight discovered how Rainbow learns. Easily one of the most creative segments in the episode and one of the most creative episodes in the entire series. Number 4 is For Whom the Sweetie Belle Toils. First off, Luna. Secondly, this has to be my favorite Sweetie Belle episode hands down. I know people liked Sleepless and Ponyville for Luna's interactions, but I like this one just as much because this is how you do a nightmare sequence without it being terrifying. If that makes sense. But where's the fun in making sense, am I right? Am I right? I also really like their turn on the Christmas Carol formula. It really works well with this. And they even brought Sapphire Shores back, something I don't think anyone expected. Here's to more amazing Luna episodes. And now that we got my favorite Sweetie Belle episode out of the way, number 3 is Flight to the Finish. Why don't we talk about my favorite CMC episode? I've heard a lot of people pick on the CMC episodes. Well, no one picked on this one! This is one where everything went right. The characters were amazingly well written, even Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, despite the well-justified hatred people have for these two. Also, this is how you tackle serious topics. This could fly as a special episode, no pun intended. Or was it? Anyways, this not only showed growth for Scootaloo and the CMC, but yet again for Rainbow Dash as well. This is an episode I can definitely recommend to newcomers hand over heart. Number 2 is Pinkie Pride, and here is the highest ranking key episode. While I said I favor Rainbow Dash more, I more associate myself with Pinkie. If I have to endure long periods of silence, I simply lose my mind. So, watching her get passed over by a super duper party pony, voiced perfectly by Weird Al, her breakdown and overreaction struck a chord with me, and a lot of other ponies like you, I'm sure. Then we get to the goof-off. Oh boy, there's not much I can say about this scene that hasn't already been said before, so go look it up for yourself. Honorable mentions are Maud Pie. I didn't entirely like her character like everyone else did, not to say I didn't try. And Bats. Bats came the closest to making this list for its song alone. Dishonorable mentions, however, go to Equestria Games, major disappointment. Power Ponies, see Equestria Games. And now, number 1! Inspiration Manifestation. I loved this episode. Remember that creative thing I said a while ago? Well, take that, amplify it by 10, and then throw in Spike's best performance to date, and you have Inspiration Manifestation. While it does make me think of the movie Limitless, where the lead takes a drug and unlocks their full potential, I think this episode did it better in a shorter time frame. Pinkie's moment was hilarious. Fluttershy's moment was also as hilarious. Rarity was flat out creepy, and Spike was extremely likable. Unlike the unholy horror that was Spike at your service. But that's a rant for another day. I know Silverquill said it better, but it really needs to be reiterated. This is the first time Spike caused, then solved a problem. He's usually the butt of all jokes in this series, especially since the aforementioned travesty, but here he shined in the limelight and had a sense of well-needed dignity. Yay for you, Spike! Too bad the writers felt like they needed to stamp on you in Equestria Games. And that's my top 10 episodes from Season 4. If you liked this video, leave a comment in the box below. And if you didn't, well, I recommend you make your own top 10 list. These things are always about opinions, after all. With that said, I hope you guys have a great day. Whew, okay guys, that was a long one. I promise I won't keep you too long here, but if you look at the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see my Facebook and Twitter pages. I update those regularly, and you can probably find me ridiculing myself about how bad my editing job is. Also, if you really did like this thing and want to see more, give that subscribe button a clicky. I upload 2 videos a week, and may even sneak a third one in between somewhere. Just some food for thought.